All right, guys, what's going on, Cowboys fans, on this beautiful Monday? Wow. What, 70 degrees, 65 plus degrees? I just ran 3 miles, went in, changed, and I'm hearing getting reports that the entire staff has been fired. Everybody. Garrett, Rashard, Rod, Kellen, the whole nine. And guess what? I love it. I don't love it. I'm in love with that move. It lets me know that I think Jerry is now gonna start to semi move himself out the way, because he realizes, I'm gonna be honest, guys, Jerry, we don't know, and I would never wish death on anybody, but Jerry doesn't have we don't know how much time Jerry has to live. He's getting older. We're all getting older. We're all gonna, go to the upper room at some point, or if you haven't lived the right life, I don't know where you going, but I know I'm going. I'm going to heaven. Listen, not to get on that, but, as I ponder on this beautiful day, the fact of the matter is I think Jerry realizes that time is ticking for him to see a Super Bowl and to see success. And he has to get a guy in here who can hold these players accountable, and there has to be a culture change. And that's all that I've asked for. I like Kellen Moore, but I don't ever think that he was really the guy. I mean, he was a backup. Jason Garrett was a backup. These guys were, for what Garrett was asked to be, a puppet, I thought he was the best puppet in the world. But at the end of the day, long story short, when it comes to Garrett, he was never, and you never looked at him as a real, accountable guy. I think that he said the right things. I think that he would never get you in trouble as far as that goes. But I don't think that he put enough fear in these players. And to be honest with you, you have to love your kids and your players and your staff. But there has to be discipline. There has to be accountability. Has to be. And sometimes, the company line, Jason Garrett was a company guy. And then I know that Cowboys fans are going to be upset about Rashard, but I'll be honest. I don't think Rashard had these guys ready to play. I don't think he had this secondary ready to play a lot this year. These the same guys with Rod. I just think that they were in better position. With Rashard, I just don't. There was a lot of times guys missing assignments. They never played the ball correctly. You can go watch film. These DBs never played the ball correctly. And that's on your position coach. You have to put in drills. You have to find out where these guys' weaknesses are and fix them, not just run a bunch of scheme. And that's what, even as a youth coach, scheme doesn't matter. Everybody has plays they get from Madden or a mesh concept or, a million. That's kind of why I'm not a fan of Lincoln Riley and all these guys, because they run a million plays, but the culture isn't tough. You watch that Oklahoma game, those guys aren't tough. They're not hard-nosed guys. It wasn't hard-nosed football. It's just kind of soft. And you watch LSU just bully them. And obviously it's SEC versus, that's a whole nother conversation. But it's the same thing when it comes to Rashard. And, I don't think they did a good job with really finding out what these guys did well. There's no reason it took half the year for Jordan Lewis to be on the field, all right, or whatever. So anyway, at this point, it's looking like the whole staff is going to be fired. And I think it's great news, because at the end of the day, I think that Jason Garrett will be the coach of a team. I think he'll be a head coach. Carolina, maybe. The Giants, I've always said he'll be a head coach, but his time in Dallas is over. And it's time for him to go. So, hey, at the end of the day, it's over. But I think now, you got it. Who's next? Are they going to, reportedly, are they going to make a heavy push at Urban Meyer? That's really the only college guy that I will want. Some of you guys disagree, and that's fine. We're allowed to disagree, but That's really the only college guy that I would want. Other than that, you know, if you go get a coordinator, what's the staff going to look like? And is this guy a man's man? You got to get somebody in who's accountable and who players respond to and who's a man's man. And it can't be this cute, you know, glitz and glamour. Because you got the personnel, but these guys got to get tough. All right, Cowboys fans, what I'm hearing, you know, when I come to you guys like this, it's normally some type of breaking news. But what I'm hearing right now is that the whole staff has been canned.